Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Thoughts from a Car. I'm your host, Andrew Lewin. This is a vlog where I share my thoughts in the morning on the way to work. I do this for two reasons. One, I like to talk, especially when I'm not interrupted. And two, I enjoy talking about my thoughts. I enjoy thinking and I enjoy getting it out, because if I don't get it out into the open, then the rest of the day is ruined, because I'm always thinking about these thoughts and I can't concentrate on it at work. So this is what my show. So let's get started. So this weekend was quite a weekend for me as a football fan, because one, college football, I'm a big Notre Dame football fan, and Notre Dame were playing Florida State. At the time, Notre Dame was ranked number 5, Florida State ranked number 2. It was going to be a great game, and it was. It did not disappoint any fan at all, except if you were a Notre Dame fan, because Notre Dame lost. I believe the score was 31-27. And I didn't watch the full game. However, I did watch close to the end, and it came down to really one touchdown. Notre Dame had the ball on about the 5-yard line, or maybe even less. They threw a touchdown, but it got called back for offensive pass interference, because one of the receivers decided to block a defender, which is illegal, and which allowed for the other Notre Dame receiver, to get a touchdown for the winning touchdown. So it got called back. The next play, Notre Dame couldn't convert, so they lost. So it was a bit disappointing. I'm not huge into college football like I was when I was younger, just because I don't have time to watch all the games, even though I find a lot of the games better matchups than the NFL. But I just get into the NFL more, so I don't really get to watch some of the NCAA games, which I do enjoy. But when there is a big matchup, I tend to watch it. I missed the Auburn-Alabama game last year, which would have been phenomenal to watch live. But whatever, you get to watch it on YouTube and on all the news channels online, so it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, speaking of NFL, a good segue. Speaking of NFL, I was hugely excited during Sunday during the day, and highly disappointed in Sunday night. As you guys know, I'm a super huge 49er fan. San Francisco 49ers are my team. So during the day, Seattle played St. Louis, and St. Louis beat Seattle by 2 points. They were up 21. St. Louis was up 21-3, and they made some really good plays. In terms of, one play was a punt return that was like a trick play. It was amazing. The ball was kicked to the left side of the field. One of the punt returners on the right side of the field made it look like he was getting the ball, so he was looking up like he was about to catch the ball. Psyched out half of the Seattle team, and the other guy on the right side of the field just scored a touchdown. Got the ball and ran it back for a touchdown, and that was one of the touchdowns that led them to win the game. And then they did another fake punt during the game, which allowed them to get a first down. There's a bit of a controversy at the end with the fumble, but hey, what can you do? This is what happens in the NFL. It looked like the call was good eventually, but there's a bit of controversy. But I'm not a St. Louis fan, but I'm definitely not a Seattle fan, because Seattle's a huge rival to the 49ers. So I am very happy that they lost and had a 3-3 record. And that set it up for Sunday night. Huge game. 49ers were going into Denver to play the Denver Broncos. I was pretty hopeful going in. I was like, you know what, Denver, playing in the AFC West, they don't really play some major defenses. Their only loss was to Seattle, which the 49ers are very similar in terms of the way their team is built and what they have on the team. They're probably not as good as Seattle. This is the only time you're ever going to hear me say it, just because Seattle's cornerbacks, the defensive backs, are actually bigger and stronger than the 49ers cornerbacks. And that plays a huge difference when you're going up against big receivers. Anyway, the 49ers got just destroyed that game on Sunday night, last night, because, I don't know, Peyton Manning broke a record. He's got now 510 touchdowns. He just had to get 509 to break it. The final score was 42-10. There's really nothing I can say. The Niners just came out flat, and Denver just was too powerful. They had too many good plays, too many good receivers. The Niners couldn't cover anybody if their life depended on it, and they just got destroyed. Now, here are my 49er fan excuses for this game, for the way they got lambasted. I think the offense actually had a decent game. There were a couple of drops that shouldn't have been a drop to Anquan Boldin, who played amazing in some of the catches that he had. He made some phenomenal catches, but then dropped an easy pass for a touchdown that would have made it 21-14 at some point, 14-7 at the beginning of the game, and made the lead a little less dramatic than a 14-3 lead. But he dropped it. Those things happen. But I think, Kaepernick didn't play that badly. He had one interception, one touchdown, threw for about 234 yards or so, and didn't do that bad. He was 24 for 39. Wasn't that bad. However, they couldn't convert a TD. They missed a 51-yard field goal. Just some missed opportunities. Missed a touchdown, of course, by Anquan Boldin. Just some missed opportunities that they could have had that would have made their offense a little better. But I don't think they had a terrible game. The running game was non-existent, so that was probably the only disappointing thing. And also, I found Kaepernick was staying in the pocket a little too much. I always say that he's not in the pocket enough, and he runs too much, but for a guy who was one of the leading QB rushers, it seemed to be working, and they had a 4-2 record coming into the game, and one of his big things for him, and one of his big pluses, is that he could run the ball like nobody's business. So anyway, he didn't do very well on offense. They didn't do badly on offense, but they didn't do as well as they should have. But it could have been Denver Deep played really well. On the other side of the ball, the defense, what can I say? Defense is a good defense, except they weren't a good defense today. And it could have the fact that they were missing Aldon Smith, Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis, 3 Pro Bowl linebackers. I think 3 of their starting defensive backs, were injured. One defensive back that's normally a starter came back to play after a foot injury, and he was obviously not ready to play or just coming back. And of course Denver picked on him, and they got some touchdowns out of it. And good for them. Denver's a good team. I don't hate them. I think they're a great team. They're probably going to go to the Super Bowl again this year, but I think the Niners can do a lot better than what they did. Maybe it has to do with some of the home game factor, being in Denver, being in Mile High Stadium, less oxygen up there in the Rockies. But, excuses are excuses. Denver had a fantastic game, and the Niners just got humbled, man, and that's just the way football goes sometimes. It sucks to watch. It sucks, I'm sure, to be the Niners right now. They got a bye week. Hopefully they'll get some injuries. Hopefully they'll get some injuries that will heal or have time to heal some injuries, and then they can come back. And they have a pretty strong schedule to get some more wins so they can get up in the division. Right now, they're second in their division behind Arizona, which I never thought I'd have to say in my lifetime, but Arizona looks like they're doing pretty well. They beat the Niners this year. So it'll be quite interesting. One of the things I love about football, NFL football, is the parity is so good. You never know who's going to win. New Orleans lost to Detroit Lions by 1 point. Fantastic game. Definitely there are no dynasties in football these days, and you just see great games, very competitive, and fun games to watch. So anyway, that's it for me today. I'm at work. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.